Somewhere in the nearby mountains are canyon walls that still carry stories painted hundreds of years ago. Welcome back, friends. This hike is the first of what I hope will become an annual tribute to Andrew Cross, otherwise known as Desert Drifter. I'm starting here at Gaviota State Park, where the mountains rise straight out of the Pacific. Each year, I will carry a piece of the ocean a little further into those mountains. Standing here at the edge of the ocean, it's easy to forget how close the mountains really are. Just beyond the shoreline, the land climbs steeply into the ridges and canyons of the Santa Ynez Mountains. Even now, people are still moving through this coastline the same way they always have. The methods have changed, but the movement hasn't. Launching into the ocean, just as others did thousands of years ago. For thousands of years, people have traveled between the ocean and the interior valleys beyond those ridges, following water, shade, and the easiest paths through the landscape. Today, I'm carrying a small piece of the ocean inland. Just something simple to mark the beginning of a walk. Many people knew Andrew Cross through his YouTube channel, Desert Drifter, where he explored remote places across the Southwest. Often, those places held traces of the people who lived there long before us. Rock art, ruins, and forgotten camps hidden deep in the desert. This hike is a small tribute to that spirit of exploration. I may not be walking to ruins today, but I am walking a trail that people have followed through these mountains for a very long time. Canyons like this have always been natural pathways through the mountains. Water flows through them, animals move through them, and travelers, long before there were roads or trail signs, would have followed the same routes. The interesting thing about trails is that they rarely change very much. The easiest path through a canyon tends to stay the easiest path, no matter how much time passes. Desert Drifter often looked for the places where ancient stories were left behind in stone. Here in the Santa Ynez Mountains, those stories aren't always carved into canyon walls. Sometimes they're found in the trails themselves. Routes like this were once traveled by the Chumash, moving between the coast and the valleys beyond the mountains. If you stop long enough, the canyon starts to sound different. Water moving through the rocks, wind in the oaks, the same sounds travelers would have heard moving through these mountains long before any of us arrived here. Somewhere, further up this canyon, the trail continues deeper into the mountains. Eventually, it climbs higher into the backcountry. But today, this is far enough.
Earlier today, I picked up a small stone near the ocean. Just something simple to carry along the trail. Every year, I'll bring another one a little further inland until eventually this walk reaches the rock art hidden deeper in these mountains.
This walk is a small tribute to the kinds of places Desert Drifter loved exploring. Quiet landscapes where the past is still hiding in plain sight. Places like that canyon have guided people through those mountains for thousands of years, and sometimes those travelers decided to stay just as they did where we are today. Not long before this hike, I went to another quiet place in the coastal hills further north near San Simeon. Somewhere here, a ranch once stood. In the late 1800s, there was a dairy ranch and the residence of J.M. Whitaker near San Simeon Creek. A local 1883 history book even included an illustration of the ranch, showing buildings, fences, livestock, and a family making a life in these hills. Today, almost nothing remains, just a clearing in the trees, and a few scattered reminders that someone once tried to build a life out here. Desert Drifter had a way of finding places like this. Quiet pieces of history that most people walk right past. Places where the story isn't written on signs or monuments, but hidden in the landscape itself. Along the California coast, mountains and oceans are never very far apart. Water falls from the ridges, flows through the canyons, and eventually finds its way back to the sea. Standing beside water like this, it's easy to imagine the countless travelers who moved through these landscapes over time. Hunters, settlers, explorers, and people simply wandering the mountains looking for something they couldn't quite name.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. inside and through. No limit to what we can do.
Until next time, breathe deep, wander far, and let the noise wear off.